This right here goes to show you that the left and right political divide is really fucking worthless. It's a nice little catch-all term like, oh, okay, Democrats are stupid. Okay, throw that net out there, drag them back in, figure out why. But then at the same time, you're going to have Republicans who are equally as retarded, but then some people think that that is somehow a defense because they have an R at the end of the name. It works exactly the same way, obviously. It's much more nuanced than that. We can get into that discussion at a later date, but this goes to show you that just because somebody worked for Trump doesn't mean that they're fucking good or even have all of their marbles in the same basket. Trump CDC Director Robert Redfield warns more contagious variant than Delta coming in the fall. How do you know this? How do you know this? They just want you scared. They just want you helpless. They just want you on the government tit for fucking ever because they lust for power. Like a 14-year-old boy lusts for a titty. As hospitals are already being pushed to their limits. Where? Can you point to any? Because we've run the numbers. We ran the numbers in Florida, and it's nowhere close. But they just like to continue to push and point at Florida. But then the CDC has to walk back the numbers that they reported in Florida because they were over-reporting some stuff. Oopsie daisy. Yeah, that's out there as well. But it's not a part of this. I just want to keep this one brief because it makes my fucking head hurt on multiple levels. But let's see how bad this gets. Warned an even more infectious variant could hit the United States in just a few months. Oh, wait. Cool. I'll reserve my tickets right now. This should be fun.
The Delta variant's contagious nature is fueling spikes in cases across the United States, and more the virus is allowed to spread, the more likely it is to evolve.
Cool, great. It's almost sounding like something that's going to be here forever, and then we need to just learn to fucking deal with it. How about that? No, be scared. Okay, got it. Good. COVID-19 was already one of the most infectious diseases in humans at the outset, okay? And you want to cite your sources? This is a Newsweek reprint, but they fucking paywall all their shit, so you know what? You can find it by just Googling the title or whatever, but I'll have a link to everything. I just want you to know where the source comes from. And Redfield warned it got a jump start on being able to evolve at a rapid pace, making the need for vaccinations even more critical. Yeah, cool. This is the same assholes like, well, when I was in power, I was made to feel stupid for believing in the lab leak theory. Okay, you were at the reins of the CDC, and you had every single power that we've seen Rochelle Walensky put on display, and all of a sudden you're trying to tell us that you were a wilting violet under all the pressure. Okay, cool. I totally believe you, 100%. Sadly, I'm going to predict that within 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months, sure, whatever, however long you need it to go, we're going to have another variant, and that variant is going to be more infectious. Cool. How about less infectious? How about less deadly? Why don't you want to prognosticate that? Oh, very obvious reasons. Redfield told Fox News. Oh, great. They're all in on it, okay? Don't think that Fox News or Newsmax or OAN are on your fucking side. They all want to get your clicks. They all want to get your eyeballs, and they all prescribe to the same method that fear induces those clicks. How about just the truth? The truth would be nice, but at the same time, truth really doesn't get the eyeballs. It's just more or less little 30-second clips where run the headline, people run with the headline, and no minds are changed, and it's just fucking biases reinforced. One thing that we can all do to really confront the evolution in this next variant, slow it down, is to get the population vaccinated. Oh, that's why everybody who's been vaccinated hasn't gotten sick again. That's cool. Okay, whatever. I don't care. And yeah, we're heading for another lockdown. I don't know what else to tell you guys. I've been saying it's going to be coming in the fall, and it's only going to be a lockdown if you let it be a lockdown, if you catch my drift. Dozens of major events now being canceled across the United States over COVID-19. Yep. And someplace, I don't know if it gets mentioned in this article, but there's a fucking mediocre wrestling show from a fucking once formerly great promotion, Ring of Honor. They were supposed to have a big pay-per-view down in Florida, but because of a surge in COVID cases in Florida, we're moving our big event, and they're just moving it to Pennsylvania, which is fucking weird to put it in a really, really, really tiny arena, but whatever. And then that's their prerogative, and if they want to just continue to speed up their fucking decline into irrelevancy, if it wasn't for the fact that they weren't owned by a major fucking broadcaster, they'd be out on their asses. But breaking down wrestling will just have to wait for another day. So yeah, if events aren't getting canceled outright, they're just moving out of places that aren't going to step on their neck as hard as they want them to. in light of a recent increase in COVID-19 Delta cases, which is really funny how they measure that. I've heard many things on that, and because if you do any sort of speculation when it comes to the coof, everything gets fucking ripped down from the internet like it's a depiction of a consensual relationship between men and women. And despite an uptick in vaccinations, a number of major events and concerts are being canceled across the United States, but they still want to force you to get the jab because it works, right? Former Fleetwood Mac singer Stevie Nicks, for example, announced on August 11th that she's canceling all remaining performances in the United States, including dates in California and Colorado next month. I thought they were good, though. As well as performances scheduled for New Orleans and Austin later this year, because singing and performing have been my whole life. My primary goal is to keep healthy so I can continue singing for the next decade or longer. That's alright, your pipes have been gone for years, so why are you concerned right now? I'm devastated, and I know the fans are disappointed, but we will look towards a brighter 2022. That's cool. What is Mick Fleetwood up to? Jason Isbell and 400 units. I don't know what that is. That just sounds like words to me. Record label said the band's August 11th show in Houston, Texas was canceled because the venue wouldn't comply with the band's updated health and safety standards. They want you to show your papers in order to show up, and because it is Greg Abbott's Texas, he said that vaccine passports are fucking dumb, and as a result, I think 400 units, the band, that's how that reads, but maybe it's Jason Isbell. He's not going to be performing there because he's a bitch. Singer Garth Brooks, who performed at Joe Biden's inauguration, don't forget that, said last week that he would consider rescheduling the remainder of his stadium tour across the United States in light of the COVID Delta variant. It is announced on August 9th that famous New Orleans Jazz Festival for 2021 will be canceled over rising cases in Louisiana. I hate them all. I hate them all. I hate all of them. Normally don't like to pay too much attention to what individual actors and performers do, mostly because they're just vapid morons, but there's a couple of good ones out there. I know Eric Clapton's like really pushing hard for, let's just say, our side on this. I don't want to get into any specifics, obviously, because he's going fucking buck wild and that dude has nothing to lose at this point. There are a couple of other old timers who are really, I don't know, remembering what the roots of rock and roll are all about, you know, kind of bucking the system instead of just signing up to suck the ass of the system. Like, whenever I see these old fucking rockers who, if you take a look at my fucking music collection, which is just to the right of my screen here, it's just loaded with bands that came out before 1970. Most of it's like from 60 to 90-ish. If the band wasn't formed before then, I don't really pay them too much mind. A couple of exceptions. But a lot of them are bitch made. And a lot of them are fucking airheads. Like, specifically, I see Motley Crue down there, and fucking Tommy Lee couldn't be sticking his dick any deeper in the fucking Kamala Harris, Joe Biden camp if it were a bleach blonde Canadian housebag. Yeah, he was a part of one of the most dangerous rock and roll bands of all time. Fucking Motley Crue, man. Yeah, they were the total embodiment of hair metal and the excesses and rebellious nature there within, but now all of a sudden it's fucking, yeah, dicks out for Biden. Then he'll come along and sniff them for you if you just fucking wait around long enough for him to shuffle on over. It just continues to read on and on about just the bastardization of fucking music and entertainment. But at the end of the day, I can always just slap on an old record and fucking put my mind at ease that all of these fucking geriatrics, yeah, they already put out the best stuff that they're ever going to do, and you can just continue to move on. And I also don't have to pay attention to anything that Mick Jagger's been putting out lately with his fucking toe-curling vax song. Ugh. That made me want to fucking throw up. But this is what they're going to do. They're going to take away all your fucking fun, okay? They're going to move out of red states because they aren't fucking governing you hard enough, or they're just going to push it all off until next summer, and we're just going to end up in the cyclical nature of whenever there's snow on the ground, we'll just lock you down. But whenever the sun's out, make sure you just fucking strap on 9 cocksucking masks or something stupid like that. And they're all fucking complicit. They're all complicit from the fucking top down. Because you got Ohio here. Just about 9 points went for Trump in 2020, right? Because they were sick of all of this shit. Well, look at their fucking judiciary. Ohio judge orders man to get the vax or face jail time. Okay, weird. Okay, you either have to get vaccinated or we're going to throw you into a place of high concentration of people. Weird, but okay. An Ohio judge ordered a man to get vaccinated against COVID-19 as a condition for his probation or face jail time, but was rebuffed by the defendant who said he's not going to get the vax. I'm siding with a criminal. This is how fucking nuts this has gotten. Christopher Wagner, A Hamilton County judge last week ordered Brandon Rutherford to get vaccinated within 60 days as a condition of his probation for possession of fentanyl. Oh, did he know George? Or he would face up to 18 months in prison for violating probation. This is how they're going to do it. Anybody who is tangentially related to the government will receive any sort of government funding, receive any sort of government mandated release, such in this instance. They're going to force you to get the jab. Why I'm so vocal about standing your ground on this, it's not going to stop with this jab, okay? If you want to get it, that's totally fine. Like I've said before, my parents both have got the jab. They both had it, and then they've got the jab for it, so I don't really care. I harbor no ill will if that's the decision that you want to make. If you want to wear a mask outside, that's totally fucking fine too. I don't give a shit. That's my general mantra for life. I don't really care about a lot of stuff. I talk about a lot of stuff, but when the rubber hits the road, what individual people do with their day, I don't care about, okay? Most people are boring. Most people suck. I just worry about what the spectacular people at either ends of the spectrum are doing. And then when you get landmark cases such as this, is that anybody who's going to be on probation is going to have to get the jab. Oh, it's just this one instance, yeah? Yeah, just wait for the fucking instances. Just wait for the fucking reports to roll in. Because it's not going to stay in Ohio. Especially if this one doesn't get overturned. I'm just a judge. I'm not a doctor. Then why are you mandating vaccines? Why are you doing... What? But I think the vaccine's a lot safer than fentanyl. What a fuck... That is a fucking bonkers logic right there. I decided to walk to work today because I think that walking is a lot safer than taking a helicopter to work. Fuck is wrong with you? Ugh, I pray this gets overturned. Because here's another thing. California requires school employees to get vaccinated or be tested every week. Remember, it's not a mandate, but they're going to make it very, very hard on you if you decide to choose wrong, if you have a little bit of wrong thinking in your system. Because, hey, guess what? The government shills out the money, you know, your tax money that you pay to the government, and then they just reallocate to you, especially if you're going to be a part of the morally devoid California school district. Governor Gavin Newsom on Wednesday announced that all school employees will either get vaccinated or submit to regular tests for the China virus, making his state the first in the nation to do so. Won't be the last. To give parents confidence that their children are safe as schools return to full in-person learning, we are urging all school staff to get vaccinated. Vaccinations are how we will end this pandemic. Really? Really? Because I see the narrative shift very, very quickly. I don't know if this is going to be verboten talk, and frankly, I really don't give a fuck because things aren't taking off like they fucking should, or what I expected. I'm very grateful for everything that I have so far, but I really just want to get this out. Vaccinations are how we will end this pandemic. Really? Okay, because it was 15 days to flatten the curve, okay? And then it was just, we just need another couple of weeks. Oh, okay, then wear a mask, okay? Then social distance, then get the jab. Okay, then you can take off your mask, okay? And then all of a sudden, oh, okay, you're going to have to put your mask back on because sometimes the vaccinations are a little bit fucking wonky. I mean, you get breakthrough cases, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. So what's the incentive to get the vaccination? Exactly, okay. If you're a young, healthy individual, or hey, maybe if you fall within the 99.8% of people who get the fucking coof, if you fall within that very broad range, you're very likely to survive, okay? And don't give me any of this long COVID shit. How about you just fucking take care of yourself? How about that? How about take some personal responsibility for that? That would be fucking fine. Yeah? No, you want Big Daddy government to take care of everything. You want them to tell everybody how they should be living their life because, oh, you're one of the good ones. You were going to be one of the people who were just going to wear the mask and they were just going to get the unending jabs forever. It didn't really matter what the government said you were going to do because I have good moral compass and I'm going to take care of everybody else around me because I'm one of the good ones. There's so many people like that. I see them every fucking day. They just think that they're so fucking busy. They have so much shit to do throughout the day. But really, if they just worked on time management, they'd realize that that 16 fucking hours that they were awake is mostly just wasted fucking sitting on a couch watching some fucking retarded program with scripted fucking assisted reality, ranting and raving about the worthless shit that they did at work. It's like, oh, do you know what Sally said to me today? Well, then Frank came into my office and then he was like so fucking mean. And then I just told him that he just needs to leave. It's like none of that shit fucking matters. Do something that's important. That's what most people are. That's why I don't care about people in the middle. I don't give a fuck. Because you're not going to hear this. And you're just happy with your little fucking lot in life. I'm not. If I have to work with any more fucking regular Joes or fucking people who think that they're a lot more funny than they actually are, I know what I'm getting myself for a fucking 40th birthday. I'm just going to be going out there renting a gun and fucking buying a bullet because I can't stand this shit anymore. Especially when you get government employees just lining up going, oh, don't take away my paycheck. Well, I'll just do whatever you fucking say. Or if you want to be in Canada, you can just, I don't know, just continue to get the fucking entertainment. Oh, it's 73% of us agree with the fucking restrictions because we're all dumb. Winnipeg Jets announced vaccination requirements for fans to attend home games. Yeah, because Manitoba is completely fucked. That was the state. That was the province that arrested Maxime Bernier for not properly quarantining when he was driving through the fucking worthless province. It's like Alberta, if it had nothing fun or going for it. But this isn't coming from the government, it's coming from True North Sports and Entertainment. Made the announcement on Twitter saying season ticket holders had made it clear that this was their preference. I'm sure it was. The policy applies to Burton Cummings Theatre, the Performing Arts Centre, also owned by True North. The Winnipeg Jets will require all fans to be fully vaccinated to attend home games at Canada Life Centre this season. Fuck off. I hope nobody shows up. But then again, it's the Winnipeg Jets, eh? And you know what? We need to go down there and make sure that we pay proper attention to our Jets because they're really cool and they finally came back even though they fucking left for Arizona all those years ago. But we still stupidly support our fucking corporate sponsors, eh? And then you got the most nukable province in the entire fucking union rolling out their vaccine passports on September 1st. Enjoy your 3 weeks of fucking freedom. I'm happy that Jason Kenney at least seemed to find a fucking backbone, because at least for the time being, and he's always liable to just completely fucking backflip on this one, so I'm not exactly fucking holding out hope or really just being optimistic about this not coming to Alberta, but you could imagine Ontario's not going to be far behind that, and Manitoba, because they're so ultimately fucking cucked, and BC's just too stoned to really pay proper attention to anything going on. It's going to be happening across the entire fucking country. So September 1st for Quebec, Ontario will be lining up, like I said, and who gives a fuck about the Atlantic provinces? There's more fish in the sea than there are people there, so they all just collect fucking pogie 8 months out of the year, so who gives a shit? Quebec intends to introduce a vaccine passport on September 1st, revealed its health minister on Tuesday. Christian Dubé said he wants to avoid another lockdown and believes a vaccine passport will be the better alternative. Yeah, I'm sure. Until they're able to switch the fucking narrative, it's like, oh, we have all these breakthrough cases because nobody is social distancing, nobody is wearing their mask inside, so guess what? We're going to have curfew again because that worked so well the first time. Dubé said the vaccine passports enable vaccinated people to access public events, training facilities, bars, and restaurants. Our objective is that the vaccination passport will allow those people who are adequately vaccinated to have access, he said, and I want you to have access to public events. Then just let people have access to public events. Oh, I've seen some fucking retarded takes on this shit. Oh, vaccine passports. You never had problems getting vaccinations to travel before. I've been to the United States fucking handful of times, okay? Never had to show my fucking vaccination papers to get across the border, okay? A lot of people travel to Europe. How many times do you have to get a fucking vaccination card to show to get across there? I don't think it's very fucking popular, okay? To go to certain fucking backwards third world countries, yeah, I think you got to get certain vaccinations to get over there. That's totally fucking different. But if you have to show your papers to go in and get a fucking head of lettuce or a fucking bag of apples, a little bit fucking different, don't you think? Or, what about driver's licenses? That's kind of like a vaccine passport in order to drive, and that's a government regulation. You're fine with that? Well, I'm not really fucking fine with that, but at the exact same time, have you seen how many women and Asians drive? There's a good reason you have to go through certain basic courses in order to fucking drive. I jest, of course. Don't take that seriously. But then again, that same asshole who fucking downvotes every video that has a black person in the thumbnail's already left before the time that fucking joke drops out. So, fuck you too, pal. The passport will be installed on an app that is currently in the testing phase, which is going to be tracking you at all times because that's what smartphones do best, so I don't really care. And then in order to leave the country, now you're going to have vaccine passports. Yep, it's been talked about, it's been bantied about, it's been rumored about, and it's been reported on that the rumors are true, and yes, the Trudeau Liberals to roll out vaccine passports for international travel. Great. I've said it before and I'll say it again. If I ever get that fucking jab, it's to leave and never come back. The government is collaborating with provinces, territories, and indigenous communities to address the matter of vaccine credentials. Immigration Minister Marco Mendicino announced Wednesday. I'm pleased to inform Canadians that we are working actively to secure pan-Canadian proof of vaccination for international travel. Why don't you go fuck yourself? Take all of those pieces of paper, individually crumple them up, and then just in case, make sure that none of these dangerous viruses get out there. Make sure you stuff every single fucking hole full so nothing can enter. I hear that's the best way to stop the spread. The only spread I want to hear about from the fucking Trudeau government is the one that happens after a mallet crushes every one of your heads. Fuck this shit. Let's talk about Biden and his stupid kids, shall we? Thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Catch y'all later.